Oh, Joe, stop fucking breathing on me. You're killing me over here. I'm on a fucking win streak. Stop breathing on me, huh? Bobby, put him in the bedroom.
Sonny, Eddie Mushes in there ain't gonna fit. I don't give a
Put him in.
If you had to choose, would you rather be loved or feared? For Calogero, the main character in A Bronx Tale, that question wasn't just talk, it shaped his whole life. This movie takes us to the Bronx in the 60s where one kid is caught between two fathers. His real dad, Lorenzo, the honest, hardworking bus driver, and Sonny, the neighborhood boss who runs the streets and everybody on them. It's a story about loyalty, respect, wasting talent, and what happens when you're trying to figure out who you really are while everyone around you is trying to tell you who to be. With that being said, while watching this movie, I noticed some things, and I have my thoughts, but before we get to that, it's time to recap. So let's get into it. This movie stars in the early 1960s. We meet our main character, Calogero. We'll just call him C for this review. And we also meet his dad, Lorenzo. From the start, C had an interest in the wise guys on the corner, the top wise guy being Sonny. One day, he snuck into their hangout spot. He went unnoticed for a while, so he was able to observe for a little bit until his mama grabbed him up. Later that night, his mother told Lorenzo about C going to the bar.
Your mother told me she caught you by the bar today.
I was by the bar.
Tell your father the truth.
I was by the bar.
We also meet two of C's best friends, Slick and Mario. They spent most of their days starting trouble in the neighborhood, still going unnoticed by Sonny and his crew, but that was soon to change. While C was sitting on his stoop, he saw these guys fighting over a parking spot, or so it seemed. This fight turns deadly, and during this altercation, Sonny sees C for the first time. Shortly after C. Lorenzo ran upstairs, some detectives arrived to question him about what happened. This altercation literally happened 2 seconds ago, and they were already investigating. But they demand that C come downstairs and identify the suspects. And this doesn't go the way the detectives expect it to go, because C knew the number one rule of the block: don't be a rat. Nobody likes a rat, but C really looked up to Sonny, and it was this bold move that won him favor among Sonny's crew. The next day, one of Sonny's crew members came to thank Lorenzo and offer him a job. They wanted him to run numbers for them for $150 a week. Lorenzo immediately refused, but he did run it by his wife later.
150 a week, would you say?
Well, I think I said don't forget it. It's not for me.
$150, it's only numbers.
Babe, that's how it starts. Only numbers. Then it's only a body. Probably his body. You never know. Anyway, C was feeling conflicted about his choice to lie to the detectives. He went to church to confess, and listen, he was stressing this poor father out.
Do you know what the fifth is?
Yes, Father, I know what the fifth is. The fifth is I refuse to answer on the grounds that I'm an criminal.
The fifth commandment.
Just because Lorenzo didn't want anything to do with Sonny and his boys didn't mean they weren't going to reach out to his son behind his back. Sonny had one of his boys pull C into the bar, and Sonny personally thanked him and allowed him to sit with them, and they talked. And C asked Sonny a burning question.
Did you shoot that man over a parking space?
When you get older, you'll understand.
From then on, he didn't care about the Yankees. He was more interested in Sonny's world. C started earning some money by bringing Sonny and his men drinks as they were gambling and doing whatever else at the bar. The boys would tip him pretty well and even allowed him to gamble a little.
Can you stop fucking leaning on me, please? Huh? Come on, you're breathing all over me, all right?
You can do it. No. Frankie Coffee Cake, no good. I don't want his face looking at that face when he's throwing my dice. No.
He won Sonny a lot of money that day, and from here, Sonny took C under his wing and he became known for being Sonny's boy. He even scored some free peaches for his mom. He was so excited to tell her, but unfortunately, his parents found the $600 he'd earned from working with Sonny. This kid was making more money than his dad doing light work.
Weren't you told 1,000 times not to go near that bar?
But Ma, I worked for it.
Well, what do you mean you work for it? You're not supposed to be in that bar.
I'm taking this money back. I'm bringing it right back down to the bar.
Well, let's just think about this for a minute.
Lorenzo rushed down to confront Sonny, and he threw the money down and demanded that Sonny stay away from his kid. And you already know Sonny was not going for the disrespect.
Don't you see how I treat that kid? I treat that kid like he's my son.
He ain't your son. He's my son.
C was pissed about his money being gone, and Lorenzo told him it was bad money and demanded that he stay away from Sonny. C told Lorenzo that Sonny told him that the working man was a sucker, and Lorenzo tells him that men like Sonny were the real suckers. Already, there was a battle over who had the most influence over C's life. After this point, Sonny and Lorenzo never spoke again, but C continued sneaking off to hang with Sonny and his crew. Sonny still maintains his influence in his life. We fast forward to when C was a bit older. He still hung around Sonny and his crew, and I thought this scene was so funny. Mush was bad luck for any and everything. Sonny initially thought that they won this race, but the moment Mush revealed he was rooting for the same horse, Sonny knew their money was as good as gone. But C still held on to hope. Poor baby had to learn the hard way.
I got a tip in the next race for you.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Oh, you get very emotional.
C continues to hang out with his childhood friends on the block. Let's just say they were bad influences.
The test is, you take a girl like that, you take her for a ride in your car, right? Time you put your hand behind this fucking broad's head and you start pushing her head down firmly between your legs. If this girl goes down on the old braciole, knowing that that guy in the truck is watching, then she's a pig and she can't be trusted.
Around this time, Black people who lived close to their neighborhood started making their presence known more and more. C didn't mind. His boys did though, and we'll see this more as the movie continues. When C was younger, he loved to ride the bus with his dad, but now that he was older, Lorenzo had to make him. But while on the bus that day, he spots a cutie that he couldn't take his eyes off of, and she couldn't take her eyes off of him. When he gets off the bus, he spots a kid who owed him $20. He tries to run up on him, but Sonny stops him and makes him think about the situation differently.
Look at it this way. It costs you $20 to get rid of him, right? He's never going to bother you again. He's never going to ask you for money again. He's out of your life for $20. You got off cheap. Forget it.
C mentions that Sonny always seemed to be right, but Sonny reminded him that if they were true, he wouldn't have gone to jail. Sonny tells him that he could live anywhere he wants to, but he chose to stay in the Bronx due to availability.
I want to stay close to everything. I can see trouble immediately. Trouble is like a cancer. You got to get it early. If you don't get it early, it gets too big, then it kills you. That's why you got to cut it out.
C asked Sonny if he'd rather be loved or feared.
Is it better to be loved or feared?
I would rather be feared. Fear lasts longer than love. It's fear that keeps them loyal to me. But the trick is not to be hated. That's why I treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me.
While Sonny and C were talking, some bikers pulled up to the bar. Now, Sonny tried to give them grace by allowing them to have some drinks, but they quickly took advantage of that. And so, Sonny had to show them how he got down.
Now he's got to leave.
I'll tell you when the fuck we leave, all right? Get the fuck away from me.
Now you can't leave.
Somehow, C's friends got a hold of some guns and they were itching to shoot somebody, preferably the black kids who they'd seen around the neighborhood. They get caught by Sonny and he goes off on them and tells them to scram, but he pulls C to the side. He warns C about the use of guns and how his friends were going to get him in trouble. Sometime after, Lorenzo and C go to a fight where Sonny and his boys are there as well. Sonny invites them down to sit with them closer to the ring, but of course, Lorenzo declines. And he was kind of hurt that C wanted to go down to the seat still, but C ended up choosing to sit with him. The next day at school, C runs into this familiar cutie again. This time, he wasn't going to let her get away, so he walks up to her, starts a conversation, and ends up walking her home. We learn her name is Jane, and they get along pretty well, so well that she brings up going to the movies with him the next night. As they're walking home, it becomes pretty clear that their worlds aren't quite welcoming to each other, but that doesn't scare them from exploring their attraction for each other. Later that day, while C was hanging out with his friends, some black neighborhood kids came through riding their bikes. Now, one of his friends was extremely bothered by these kids coming through their neighborhood. C tried to calm him down since the kids weren't bothering anybody, but his boy didn't listen. He grabbed one of the kids and all of them, except for C, started to jump them. Sonny hears about this fight and scolds C about his friends once again as he drives backward through the neighborhood. He really didn't want to go the long way around, I guess. C tells Sonny about Jane, the fact that she's a black girl, and their plans to go to the movies. He offers to let him drive his car the night of the date, and he he puts him up on game.
You pull her right where she is, right? Before you get out of the car, you lock both doors. Then you walk around the back of the car and you look through the rear window. If she doesn't reach over and lift up that button for you so you can get in, dump her. If she doesn't reach over and lift up that button for you, that means she's a selfish broad, and all you're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. You dump her, and you dump her fast.
While Sonny didn't mind that C wanted to go out with a black girl, his father didn't feel the same. Lorenzo thought that everyone should just marry their own. So, the night of the date arrives, but unfortunately for C, the fight from the other day came back to bite him in the butt. One of the kids his friends jumped was Jane's brother.
Yesterday, some Italian guys beat up my brother in your neighborhood.
So what's that have to do with me?
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Now, initially, C lied about being there when her brother was beaten up, but once he saw her brother, he knew he had messed up. He doesn't lie about not hitting him and trying to help him, but Jane's brother still insisted that he hurt him when C was genuinely trying to help him. But things get even worse when, in the heat of the moment, C says this.
I didn't fucking do anything.
Yes, you did.
Fuck you, you fucking nigga.
That day would have been canceled indefinitely if it were up to me. But C knew he'd messed up bad, and he was pretty sad about it. He brought Sonny's car back to him and walked home without telling Sonny what happened. C didn't know that his father saw him driving Sonny's car, and when C came into the house, Lorenzo confronted him about it.
I mean, what makes you think you're so special?
You don't know Sonny.
I don't have to know him. I know how he thinks. You fuck up, he'll hurt you like anybody.
You're wrong. Sonny, trust me.
That man can't trust anybody. The sooner you know that, the better.
But that night, C wasn't in the mood to hear what Lorenzo had to say.
We ain't got money, we ain't got nothing. Don't take it out of me because you're a bus driver. The working man is a sucker.
After he leaves the house, Sonny pulls up on him, but this time, Sonny wasn't friendly. Sonny meant big business. Sonny and his boys had found an explosive attached to his motor, and they had questions for C.
What's going on, Sonny?
Where did you go with my car?
Sonny, I didn't do anything. I swear, Sonny, please.
Don't fucking lie to me.
I didn't do anything. I swear to God, why would I want to hurt you? You've been like a father to me.
After C walks away, Lorenzo walks up to Sonny shortly after having seen the altercation between Sonny and C. Usually, Sonny would wave him off, but this time he had his boys drop him to the ground and he gave him a warning.
Next time, find out what's going on before you open your mouth.
C eventually runs to his boys and takes a ride with them. They were planning on doing a drive-by on the black kids who had egged the store in their neighborhood earlier. C wanted out of the car, but didn't want to look bad in front of his boys. But luckily for him, Sonny pulled up, got him out of the car, and told his friends to stay away from him. The fact that these kids had Molotov cocktails in the car, and this one had the nerve to be smoking, deadly work. C confronted Sonny about not trusting him earlier.
Don't you trust anybody?
No.
It's a horrible way to live.
For me, it's the only way.
Not for me.
When they arrived back in the neighborhood, C learns that Jane had been by the club to see him. He's able to catch up with her, and she told him that her brother confessed that C didn't hurt him, and she apologized. They make up and kiss for the first time. When Jane brings up her brother again, he suddenly remembers that his boys were on their way to start some trouble in her neighborhood. So they get in the car to go back to where her brother is, but first, Sonny's test.
Of a cherry so sweet. Yeah.
Meanwhile, C's friends made it to their neighborhood and shot up the local record store. They threw the cocktails in the record store and set it on fire. While they were getting away, one of the kids in the record store threw one of the cocktails back into the car, and their car explodes and all of them die. C would have died too if he stayed with them, so essentially, Sonny had saved his life. By the time Jane and C made it back to her neighborhood, everyone was standing outside, and of course, the sight of C made everyone angry. It was becoming a hostile environment, so he had to leave. C had every intention of running back to Sonny and thanking him for saving his life, but when he found him at the bar, before he could get to him, he saw this guy slowly making his way through the bar, and he knew Sonny was in trouble.
All of a sudden, out of all these smiling faces, there was just one face. He wasn't smiling, and nobody could see him but me.
Turns out the guy that killed Sonny was the son of the guy Sonny killed in front of C's stoop 8 years earlier. We fast forward to Sonny's funeral. It was here that C realized that Sonny said some very true things.
It was just like Sonny said it would be. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
C stays with Sonny until everyone leaves, and while he's there, another visitor shows up. Turns out, this guy was the guy from the beginning who fought over the parking spot.
Was that fight really over a parking space?
No.
His father ends up joining him, and he even thanks Sonny for looking out for his son, probably one of the hardest things he's ever had to do.
Sonny, I want to thank you for saving my kid's life. I never hated you. I guess it's that I was just mad at you because you made him grow up so fast. May God have mercy on your soul.
And this was pretty much the end of the movie, and here are my final thoughts. When I first watched The Bronx Tale, I remembered the romance between Jane and C, but looking back, that was just a small part of a much bigger story. At its heart, this movie is about fathers and sons, choices and consequences, and how the people we look up to shape who we become. C was torn between two fathers in a way. Lorenzo, the working man who tried so hard to lead him down an honest path, and Sonny, the neighborhood boss who offered excitement, easy money, and street smarts. Lorenzo wanted his son to understand that real strength came from doing the right thing, no matter how hard or less lucrative it was. But Sonny showed him that sometimes the world isn't so black and white, that you need to stand up for yourself, that not every problem needs violence, and that sometimes fear keeps you alive when love can't. In the end, Sonny and Lorenzo were fighting the same fight to protect C from wasting his life. The irony is that Sonny, for all his money and power, never left that block. He kept himself available so he could watch his enemies, but that same availability made him an easy target. He also never allowed himself to trust anyone, not even C, who had shown him many times that he could be. It was a crazy way to live. He was the example of wasted talent that Lorenzo warned C about. He could have done so much more with the influence he had, but his life stayed small. Lorenzo couldn't keep his son away from Sonny, but Sonny couldn't fully pull him away from his father either. Both men shaped C into someone who could see the truth for himself, that people didn't really love Sonny, they feared him, that loyalty built on fear dies fast, and that at the end of the day, your choices catch up with you, whether you're a working man or a wise guy. Sonny was respected by most, feared by many, but only loved by C. C was the last one to leave his side at the funeral, and how ironic was it that their relationship started over a death he caused and ended due to a consequence of that same death. Even though Lorenzo didn't like Sonny or his influence over C, he still thanked him for looking out for him, which was probably one of the hardest things he had to do. Anyways, that's it for this review. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As for the next review, all I'm going to say is year 2000. This movie starts with a betrayal in a Walmart parking lot and ends with a character finding family and a fresh start where she least expects it. See you next time, guys. Bye.